Hello, old chum. I'm not a elf. I'm not a goblin. I'm a gnome, and you've been gnomed.
Hello everyone, Aldo right here, and welcome back to Geometry Dash. In this video, what we're gonna do today is to teach you guys on how to make a neon block design. As you have requested in the post, I will curtail each instructions step by step to make sure you don't go out of place. Now guys, what we're gonna do is let's begin. Step 1. What we're gonna do here is to tap the new button. Let's name it whatever it is, probably about maybe neon lights. Yeah, the most generic name that I could ever say. Then press editor. Step 2. What we're gonna do right now is to press the settings button here. Make sure the background, the ground, and the ground too, it's dark. So we're gonna drag it down here, drag it down here, then drag it down here. Make sure all of them are dark. The neon theme usually works around on a dark color. Step 3. There are many optional buttons that you can press, like somewhere here, but if you want more of the choices that you can make, you should go at the pause button, press the settings button, then buttons 12 and buttons 3. Now you have an unlimited amount of resources that you can choose from these buttons. Now, this is only optional for players who usually build on PC, so this is only optional for that people. Step 4. Make sure that your background is set to preview mode. Preview mode can distinguish from actual gameplay of the block design. Then show ground to make the ground more visible. Then show object info. Object info is literally a term that you can use for the block design. For example, if I highlight this, you get object 6. So you can curtail how much objects did you use. Step 5. What we're gonna do now is to make a blueprint for our block design. So what I'm gonna do is do it like this. So like this. Then I made the block design like this. Make sure that it's simple as possible. Step 6. Go to layer, block design layerings to 1. So it doesn't interfere with the layer 0 of the block design. So if I go do like this, it doesn't interfere. But if I go to 0, it will be interfered. So going to 1 is a good option. So we can start making an outline for our design in Block Deco. Step 7. Now what we're doing right now is to set this, putting objects like this. This is just a matter of design that I did. Make sure. This is only optional what I'm doing. So if you want to follow what I do, you can do it. And this is the start of the outline, what I usually do. And there we go. Make sure it's good. Make sure. Great. Step 8. Now guys, I know this sounds crazy, but now we're going to tackle the objects to lower the opacity. So what we're gonna do is set to alpha. Alpha triggers is sort of opacity block design that you can reduce the visibility of the block design. So this is the blueprint of each block design. So what we're doing right now is set it to 1. Remember this is 1. Make sure this is 1 is 0, opacity is 0. The fade time is like specifically the delay on how much time the opacity will be lowered. So put it here. Here it is. Then what we're gonna do is select this one, then put it to 1, then add. So what happens is the object has disappeared. But make sure that it's maybe about 15 to make sure the visibility is a bit okay. There we go. Now you can see the outline on where we can actually use the objects. Now, step 9. What we're gonna do is making different colors of this one by go to edit object, go press 2. 2 is the primary that I'm choosing for the color. Then what we're gonna do is maybe the most viable thing that I can choose is maybe blue violet. Then add the blend. There we go. Blend. Make sure it's a bit lowered, I think. So make sure the opacity is okay. There we go. That should work. Make sure this applies to all. Then once it's done, there we go. There we go. Then that's it. Step 10. Change the hues of the color outlines. Make sure it has a different color. Instead of choosing different channels for the groups, instead what I'm gonna do is like this. Step going hue. Okay, go to edit object, press this HSV, then go 20. Okay, this changes the colors drastically. Then this one 40. All right. Then this one go 60. It depends on the hue if you want to make a change haste for the colors. It depends on you. Oh yeah, 80. This one is 80. All right, there we go. And maybe you gotta fix that. All right, there we go. So you can actually change how the color interacts with each other with the hues. It kind of works. So there we go. Step 11. Okay, what we're gonna do is what do you call a front layering. So what we're gonna do is highlight all of this, edit group, the Z layers. The Z layers is like a different perspective of the block design. So probably what I'm gonna be putting here is T2. Selected the T2. There we go. Then what we're gonna do now is outline, go to layer 2, select this one, go to layer 1, color channel 1, then black, dark color. Then this one is maybe be T1. So this, then what after it's done, go to here, then preview mode, unselect the preview mode, then each and carefully fill this up, the block design, and go back. Now you can actually see the outline, so it can be filled, the dark design. So yep, it works. Now step 12. Now we're gonna add a gradient for this layer 1. So select object, there it is, and make sure it's cool. Zoom in. Go. Okay, this should right. No. Make sure we add another copy of it. Make the gradient look more appealing. Yeah, how about after layer 3? Layer here. Here it's more brighter than usual. Maybe do copy this. Closest blend. Add the blend. There we go. There. Really works. $40, $60. Last one. Yeah. Make sure the gradient possible. There we go. That is nice. That is a nice touch, right? Oop, I forgot this. Got this as well. There we go. That's a thing. Hey. Rumble. Like that. Like it. That's the result of the liver hog. Step 13. Adding an outline glow would be a much better choice for neon. So what we're gonna choose right now is maybe chose this one. Put it to 2. Then maybe 3 would be a better glow choice. Yes. 1. Well, just follow what I do. Then this is simple as done. Think. I think this one here. Okay, that should show right there. You know what funny thing about this one is that it takes a while, but don't worry, we'll get to that eventually. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Right. 2. And lower the opacity. Maybe 150. There we go. That might work. So the layering, don't forget the layering, guys. Don't forget the layering. If you mess up the layering, you can't fix that anymore. So maybe go to 4 layering. So yeah. T2. Oh, yeah. No. Went There. Then 60. 60 is a viable choice for it. There we go. Then 80. Bum bum ba da 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 da. There we go. Looks like a better choice. Right now, step 14. What we're gonna do is put a radiant glow. Make sure it's one of the best. The best. Put onto the lower opacity as possible. And there we go. Neon that we've been looking for. Make sure it's not much as visible as it possibly can, but however, it is 20. Next is put on here 40. And 60. And 70. 80. All right. There we go. That's probably one of the best designs that I've been making right now as of this point. Step 50. Now that we're officially done with the edges outer glow effect, what we're gonna do now is to go to layer 5 and choose this one. It's not one of the ideal, maybe probably this one is like the most viable thing to choose. Carefully put this. Make a design based on this. Design is like the most amazing priority to do right now. There we go. Then add a bit of foundation is and each one there we go. Set it to that it's do something like this. Maybe add some Hues hybrid. Might work. So separate this one from layer 6. Well, maybe opacity 20. There we go. And there we go. 40 and 6. Oh, okay, there we go. Just make sure it's on T so it won't overlap. Lowering the opacity might be a better option. Bum, bum, ba-dun, da-dun, da-dun, dun, dun. Not bad. It's actually not terrible. Not actually terrible, and dun 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 dun. 60. So what we're gonna do now is adding priority of the edge interior glow. So what we're gonna do now is putting some here. Make sure it stays intact. Probably layer 7. Then 350. Make sure it's not much bright. Can be. Okay, there we go. I think a change of Hues would be a much better choice. Sums up matching differences with different colors would be a best option. Yeah. Maybe 90 here. There we go. All done to goodness already. Step 16. Go to preview mode. Then what I'm gonna do is slowly adjust this block design. Put it in here. Make sure it's on the edges. Make sure that it's okay and cool and bright. Make something like a wall edges design. So that's it. Make sure to readjust. Make sure it's cool and make sure it's healthy. Make the block design as cool as possible. Next, what we're gonna put is there. Make sure, do not forget to fix the layering. Right now, what I'm doing is fixed from T2 -12. So once I'm actually done, we're gonna do something like this. It turns out as cool as expected, but the layering is overlapped. So what we're gonna do, maybe we are going to do this sort. The glow should be moved probably on T3. Make it more appealing and great. Yeah. Probably might work. Okay, let's see. How about instead, what I'm gonna do is put in the T3, all of them. Now, this design actually works, but it's still overlapping with the design, considering we are going to fix that. Fixing that is a priority. Make sure the layering is set up straight. Layering is probably most important when it comes to creating. Layering is. Okay. Maybe T1? T1. Make sure we adjust as long as possible. Make sure to adjust. Nope, wrong. Wrong. T. There we go. Select all the objects, then T2 maybe, I don't know. This might work. Yep. It is now. It's all cool. Okay, that might fix the problem. Alright. But make sure this one is fixed as well. Make sure it's fixed. Otherwise, the layering will be ruined. Make sure it's not overlapping this today. Okay, let me go back to this layering, I think, and fix that. Maybe 2. Yeah, I think this is 1. This one works, I think. That's it. Step 17. I think it's time for me to add edges to make sure that the level fits as in the description as possible. So that's what we're gonna do. Copy this one. Make sure it's filled. Filling is like the best opportunity that we can do. Alright. Make sure it doesn't overlap as well. Make sure it doesn't overlap. There we go. And the next. Bum. There we go. Make sure opacity is 80. There we go. It's not much of a simple style, but we can do better than that. 18. Now this might take a long process. Let's see what we can do so far by adding a sort of line on the interior block design. Just follow what I do and you'll be good to go. First, what I'm gonna do is probably do limestone tree. Make sure it doesn't overlap with the design. There we go. Just follow a line that specifically, okay, 9, 10, maybe 10. Okay, so it doesn't overlap from that situation from layer 8. There we go. Alright, like that. A line would be an easier job to make sure it fits too well. 2. make sure it's 2. So after that, we're gonna add, it looks like a bland color, but we'll get to make it better once it's officially done. There we go. Add layering like this. Then add a very small like this. Then there we go. Two. Just an edge of lines that I want to do. That's pretty cool to look at. And the other line would be lowered opacity. There we go. Then yeah, 10. Such a cool job. Lowering this one. Maybe like this. Opacity, it's mixed, so never mind that. Maybe it's lowered would be best if this one is lowered. And there. Then, yeah, looks cool now. But we're not done yet, so don't be get calm. Now, instead of designing it inside the interior block design, it would be a best solution though if you design your interior block design outside of the block design first. But now what we're gonna do is do something like this. Yeah, that looks cool. Then what happens? Okay, that's probably not the best solution. Fixing this might be that. Make sure there's no overlap. Yeah, there we go. How about that? Yeah, like this. Maybe like that. This one here. And then maybe a dot. I like dots, dude. Dots are amazing. I've been making these dots dots since rising. Yeah, dots are amazing. 50. No. There we go. Maybe putting it here might be good. And on the center, okay, make sure that, yeah, that might be really good. Yeah, instead I put this here, so it will become more simple as possible and make it better. So yeah, it's good. Alright guys, that sums up the video for today. This might be the longest video that I've ever made so far, with a tons of edit and hard work that actually paid off. If you guys ever made it to the end around, applause for you. If you like my content so far, please consider subscribing and liking my content if you really like it. But now, I gotta end the video and see you guys on the next video. Peace. All the right out.